Hi, I'm Dr. Shermie Cadabona with Sutter Health Institute for Health and Healing. Thank you for joining me today for our next video about the kidney's role in Qigong and for Qigong movement to boost energy. So let's take a look at our featured organ today, the kidneys. So in previous videos, I talked about the lungs and the spleen and their relationship in either moving or helping to generate qi for your body. Your kidneys is another organ that's also involved in qi. So if we take a look at this image here that's on your screen, you can see the pathway of the kidney meridian. So it actually starts at the bottom of the foot, goes up the inside of the leg to the lower abdomen. From there it goes towards the back, toward the spine, and goes up the body that way, and then ends up just under your clavicle. So let's take a look here at this list of kidney functions. And so what this is, again, we're not going to talk about all of these functions, but just another example of how we look at the body a little differently in Chinese medicine than we do in Western medicine. So what you're seeing in front of you is a list of functions that are attributed to the kidneys in Chinese medicine. There's a lot going on there. And there's not quite all of the functions listed here, but, you know, you get the idea. There are a couple of things that I wanted to highlight here in relation to qi. So on the right side of your screen, you see at the top there that the kidneys control the reception of qi. So what does that mean? Well, we touched on that a little bit in our second video of the series on the lungs. And I had mentioned then that the lungs, the direction of the lung qi goes downward, and the direction of the kidney qi goes upward. So they work together. And you can describe it as the qi of the lungs is grasped by the qi of the kidneys. So the kidneys reach up and, you know, bring that, it receives the lung energy and brings it down toward the lower part of the body. And so this action between the lungs and the kidneys is what harmonizes breathing. So that gives us the ability to breathe, and of course we need to breathe to have qi or energy develop in our body. So that's the that function. The kidneys control the reception of qi. Now, the kidneys also control the gate of life, as it's described here in that bottom right bullet point. Kidneys control the gate of life. So what is a gate of life? To explain that, we have to go into the function that the kidneys store essence. And that's kind of a nebulous sort of concept. But if you think of the basic concepts in Chinese medicine, we have qi, we have body fluids, we have essence. And so this essence is, it can be described as the root of original qi. And original qi is what we inherit from our parents. That's what we're born with. It's the qi that comes in that package with our bodies when we're born. And so that, you know, is sometimes called pre-heaven qi because its source is, you know, heavenly. Post-heaven qi would be what we talked about in the last video with the spleen. And post-heaven qi would be the energy that the spleen contributes by taking the food that we eat, the water that we drink, and then with the help of the lungs, the air that we breathe, and then that makes it into energy that our bodies work off of. So, you know, the qi that we're talking about that's associated with the kidneys is a little bit different than just eating food and creating fuel for your body. It's the stuff that you're born with, and that's that kidney essence. So, yeah, kind of different concepts than we would think of in Western medicine, but there you go. That's Chinese medicine. So, hopefully that gives you a little bit of a background on the kidneys. And then just something else to mention, that as we went through the organs, the lungs were the outermost organ. The spleen is a little bit deeper and more central, and the kidneys are considered to be the deepest, most hidden organ, and that's why they are so important. Okay, so let's go on with the demonstration. I'm going to show you a Qigong exercise for nourishing your kidneys. All right, so what we're going to do is I'm going to talk you through the motions first. And so for this exercise, if you think back about the pathway, the image of the pathway of the meridian of the kidneys, we're actually going to trace part of that meridian with our hands and just, you know, hover over the meridian pathway. So, but the first part of this exercise is you're going to start with your hands at the low back, and then from here, I'm going to just turn sideways for a second. So your hands are at your low back. You could either have your palms at the low back, or you can have the back of your hands, or put your hands in fists, and basically just massage that low back area and the kidneys. From there, you're going to trace, using your palms, you're going to trace down the back of your body, all the way down the back of your legs, all the way down the sides of your feet, around the toes, and then you're going to come up on the inside of the leg. So I'll turn around this way. So basically your hands go from your low back and down back of your back of your legs to the ankles, around the toes, and then up on the inside of the leg to the abdomen, and then back around to the low back. So that's the basic movement. Okay. So what we're doing here is we're actually, at the beginning of the movement, we're tracing the pathway of the urinary bladder, which is the kidney's paired organ. In Chinese medicine, we have a yin and yang pair. In this particular pair, the kidneys are the yin organ, and the urinary bladder is the yang organ. And so, so we're actually hitting them both. So we start tracing the urinary bladder meridian down the back of the legs, again, demonstrating down the back of the legs, to the ankles, to the outside of the feet, around the toes, and then you come back on the inside of the leg where the kidney meridian travels. Okay? So, one thing that I wanted to note before we go into the full movement is that when you are bending forward, if you can't bend all the way, that's fine. If you can only bend this far or however far it is, that's okay. Use your mind and your imagination to project where your hands would be touching if you could touch that area of your body. So you don't have to have, really great flexibility to do this if you don't have it. That's okay. You can move your energy with your mind. So if you are bending over and let's say you can only make it this far, that's okay. Just project where you're going, project your energy down to your feet, project your energy down around your toes, and then come on up on the inside. Okay, so don't strain yourself, and just, again, use your energy, use your mind to move that energy through that pathway. Okay? And then the other thing that I wanted to point out is when you are bending forward, make sure that you are not looking at the floor. If you're looking at the floor, that means your neck is extended a little bit, and you want your neck in a neutral position, straight up and down with the head. So actually, when you're bending forward, the top of your head should be pointing down toward the floor. So when you're at the bottom of the movement here, you should actually be looking between your legs. Okay? And then bring it up and roll up the spine. All right, so try and keep a good alignment with your spine through this motion. All right, everybody ready? So we're going to start off like we usually do. Hands here just below the belly button. And just take a moment to get quiet and settled and grounded. Okay. Here we go. Now we're going to start and end the exercise with 3 deep breaths. Okay, and the motion that we're doing with those breaths, to review, is pulling up energy from the earth. Turn your hands over, and then you pull down energy from the heavens. Run that all the way down through your entire body. All right, so we're going to do that 3 times. We'll do the kidney exercise 8 times, and then we'll end with the very first movement 3 times again. All right, so let's get settled. Breathe nice and easy through your nose. And here we go. Inhale. Exhale as you come down and guide that energy all the way through your body, down through the bottom of your feet. Breathe in. Exhale as you come down, all the way through the bottom of your feet. One more. Inhale. Exhale, all the way through the body, out the bottom of your feet. Okay, come back to our neutral position. Follow along on this part. Inhale. Exhale, open up the hands. Inhale, bend the arm. And then exhale, bring your hands to the low back area. Give yourself a little massage here. I'm going to turn this way so you can see better. All right. So we're going to inhale as you bend forward, exhale as you come back up. Okay, here we go. Inhale, trace the the back of your legs. Make sure you look through your legs and come up as you exhale. Back to the low back. Massage a bit while you do a nice slow inhale and exhale. Inhale again on the way down. Face the back of the legs, around the ankles, to the toes. Exhale on the way up. And massage. Okay, inhale. Trace. Tail coming up, tracing the insides of the legs. I angle a little bit for you. Inhale. Exhale up. Massage those kidneys. Inhale down. Good. And again, this exercise is typically done 8 times. I've sort of lost count. I think that was number 6, so we'll do 2 more. Inhale. Exhale up. Okay, remember to roll up the spine as you straighten up. And let's do 1 more. Inhale down. Exhale up. Massage kidneys a little bit. Couple of breaths. Right. And let's close. Inhale. Your arms out. Exhale. Bring your hands toward each other. Inhale. Toward your chest. Exhale. And all that energy down through the center of your feet to the center of the earth. Back to our starting position. And take a moment. Feel that energy coursing through. Subtle usually, but sometimes you can just feel really rejuvenated. Right, and that would be an example of how you can practice that exercise just for the kidneys. So that's about it for today. And in our final video, I'm going to show you how to put all of those exercises together into a complete Qi-focused set of exercises. And that's basically linking the exercises for the lungs, the spleen, and the kidneys. It's a routine that should take you just a few minutes. And if you don't have enough time to do that full routine, then you can break it up and just do the individual exercise. But I can show you that next time. Thank you for joining me today, and we will see you on the next video. Thanks a lot.